Elden Ring is a great game. Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. But is it a perfect game, however? Absolutely not. This video is kind of late on the whole subject, but I feel like it needs to be still said and made for a couple of reasons. Primarily because when I see reviews of Elden Ring, it's either praising the game, giving it 9s and 10s out of 10, or just some random DMCA abusing dipshit on the internet crying about it because the game's too difficult or because my community toxic. So I decided to make this video, where we can at least talk about some of the issues that I have with Elden Ring, and the issues that are still present to this day, at the time of recording, 29th of June, and have a discussion, so at least some Elden Ring haters will at least get some actual points, because they usually don't play the fucking game, so at least they'll know something about it. Let's start with something that's relatively inoffensive, but still fucking annoying. The goddamn fog wall locations and outside of multiplayer boundaries. Now, I know you don't have friends, and don't worry, I can certainly relate to that. Nobody likes me, I'm sad. But when you're playing with friends, and if you're just exploring, running around the world, you know, doing things together, you will come across a modicum, just a small amount of these fucking fog walls impeding your goddamn progress. You cannot get past these fog walls if you're with somebody else. The only way to get past these fog walls is to unsummon the player and cancel the finger remedy. And some of the locations of these fog walls are absolutely hilarious. This just fucking foggy square just sitting there like a fucking missing texture in Gmod. And if you play cooperative, these things are fucking everywhere. And honestly, the most egregious one is this one in the Altus Plateau. Oh wait, you don't see anything? Yeah, that's right, there is no fog wall here because you can just jump down. No, what happens is that if you try to go over there to the left, you will simply be teleported back until you're outside multiplayer boundaries. I don't really care what the reason is. It's fucking annoying to be playing with someone only to be blocked for arbitrary reasons, such as, for example, off the top of my head, the game loading in a new area. Some of the places with these fucking fog walls and boundaries are so fucking annoying, and so fucking stupid, by the way. Some of the caves in the early game, you can only summon while you're inside. And the reason I specified that it's early game is because these caves are fucking minuscule. What, the fucking game can't load in a corridor and a room? Fuck it, I don't even know, I don't care, let's move on to the next one. The motherfucking Catacombs. Now listen, Elden Ring is a very diverse game. It has a lot of environments, a lot of cool areas to explore, and very little feels like more of the same. Thus, the game benefits from every area feeling fresh and distinct from one another, unless you're in these motherfucking catacombs. While they are not exactly the same, they are mostly the fucking same. The entrance is always virtually the same, the layout is always virtually the same, the corridors are always virtually the same. They try to put little spins on this, right? Perhaps they'll add a different enemy type on top of the other ones that you've already seen 5,000 times, or perhaps they'll add a new little trick to get past it. One example being one where you have these saw blades that come down from the roof, and the trick is you have to get on top of them to get on top of a little window looking thing to get to a new area, but it's really not that great and not fun to go through. It's mostly just a chore, basically. Also, you can flip a switch and then go back all the way to the entrance because now a door is open, and that door is the only fucking place you care about. Now, there are one or two that actually do things pretty well, but the catacombs are mostly just this fucking place you go to grind for runes, or because you need an item or something like that. On my second and third playthrough of the game, including New Game Plus, or Journey 2, Journey 3, that sort of thing, I found myself actively avoiding the catacombs because they were so dull. And while what I am entertained by is subjective, the repetitive nature of it is not. And the design of most of the catacombs is most certainly in contrast with the majority of the game, which is diverse in nature and diverse in design and diverse in virtually everything, you know? Wait, what the fuck? Now, before moving on to the biggest gripes I have with this, I have to mention another multiplayer-related thing. Now, I don't know if this is actually, you know, a thing across all platforms and across all systems, but what I and the people I played with have noticed is that you can crash while being summoned. Now, I don't fucking know why this is a thing, I don't know how this is a thing, but I know that at some point, we just got used to crashing on the first time that we were summoned, and then it would magically stop happening once we restarted the game, leading to us needing to use another finger remedy because a summon attempt failed. And what's great is that you need flowers to make finger remedies. Now, I have a very small question, a very tiny question, just a small fucking question. But why in the sorry son of a degenerate cunt do we need to go flower picking to play the fucking game? You see, one thing I like to do is doing runs. After getting used to the game by myself, I like doing runs of the game with friends, and that's fun. It's fun going through areas with friends, or it would be if I didn't get fucking interrupted constantly by the fog walls, which signify a limit to multiplayer boundaries, which mean that you have to cancel the summon, one of you needs to make it all the way back there, and then you have to summon again. And now if you combine this with, you know, getting to a particularly difficult boss, or a boss you're having trouble with, you are going to have to interrupt your play session with your friend. In my case, my imaginary friends, just because you ran out of flowers and you have to do all of that shit twice. Because if one of you can't progress, neither of you can progress if you actually do want to play together. I want to play the game with the people I want to play. I want to go fight this boss. I don't want to go flower picking. I do not want to go flower picking. Don't make me go fucking flower picking. This is fucking stupid. And I have heard the justification that, oh, in other Souls games you needed to do more in order to summon other people. Well, I ask, why the fuck do you even need to? Is it that crazy? The concept of wanting to explore this open world with a friend or two. A world with so many things to do and see and find and explore. And if you're doing it with a friend, then about a quarter of the time you'll do it is fucking flower picking. And I know I said that this was the last thing about, you know, multiplayer, but have you tried to invade people in this game? You know, you don't really get to select who you invade unless they summon you, which is fine unless you end up getting summoned into a fucking server where there's already 3 people. You see, the limit is 4, meaning that unless they are willing and inviting to a one-on-one, one at each time, you're gonna get your face curb stomped in an instant, which is very fun. It's very fun to just want to go into someone else's world to try to PvP them only to get your face stomped. I would bitch about that more, but I guess that would be kink shaming these days. I'm fucking sick of living on this goddamn planet. Next thing, the fucking camera in some fights pisses me right the fuck off. Most notably, the camera in the Fire Giant boss fight. It's a fucking mess. If you're super up close, there is a chance that even with the auto lock, the camera will simply switch directions and will simply lock on to something else, even if you don't move your camera. There were times where I was simply trying to hit its legs and it would target the fucking chest and the hands for some reason. If you're at long range and use spells, good fucking luck to you, because you will be switching targets like a random motherfucker. Or will simply miss because the game thinks it's a good idea to target the hands, and the hands keep moving and your spells will probably miss. It's not the hardest fight in the game, mind you, but if you're doing it with this fucking auto-lock, it's a goddamn travesty. And now you may reply to that with, well, lol, just don't use the auto-lock. Well, I would retort to that with, it's a feature in the fucking game. Why is it actively hurting me to fucking use it? As in, it's hurting me in a way that I cannot control. You know, it's not really fun to just be hitting on an enemy or targeting an enemy or just locking for a moment only to have your camera flung upwards. Or you want to, dare I say, Souls gods help me, use a spell, and, you know, you can't use some spells without locking on and be punished for it because, haha, now you're targeting the exact opposite of what you wanted to target. The just just don't use that feature, bro argument is fucking stupid if it's actually hurting the people who do choose to use it in ways that is not their fault. And if half the difficulty from the fight comes from the goddamn camera, then I think that there is a problem there. Oof, okay, that was a difficult point, but there's still one left, and, you know, one that is more objective, and what could possibly be as objective that to the point where I would leave it to last? What could possibly be so bad and stupid that I would have to leave it to last and still fail to mention it up to this point? Why? What am I missing here? So many people have reviewed the game. What is something that I just fail to see people mention? Oh, I don't know. Let me think about that for a second. The Rakyar fight is a gimmicky mess. 10s out of 10s. The bosses are the reason you play Elden Ring, and all the bosses are great. Oh, the bosses. Oh, if you've seen the bosses in Elden Ring, they are the best, and people somehow fail to mention this? You are telling me that in all of these reviews, that in all of these critiques, that in a game series where the bosses are kind of like most of the reason you play the games, you have failed to mention this. So many people have failed to fucking mention this. In a series where the boss fights are the highlights of the games, we have fucking idiots making shit up about the fucking game, and somehow fail to notice how the Rakyar fight is this gimmicky mess where you are given an easy way, a fucking pathetically easy way to bypass the fight. Think the Elden Ring developers. We have this boss which hits you long range, smacks you close range, has fire all the way around them. How are we going to correct this? How is someone supposed to beat this? Well, it is certainly possible, but it's unfairly difficult sometimes. Especially when the second phase just starts dropping the most insane bullshit on you. So you know what? We're just gonna leave a sword that has 0 requirements. That's right, 0 attribute requirements, so they can shoot Kamehameha looking fucking wind lasers or something that stun the fucking beast half the time. And it's not just standing still, mind you. It's not just standing still. You can literally jump and attack with this fucking thing, meaning that you can effectively do constant damage on it. Because that's a well-designed boss fight. It's a well-fucking-designed boss fight when you literally give players a sword, a heavy-looking sword, that has 0 attribute requirements, and that you can literally jump and fire Kamehameha-looking waves at it. And yes, I don't know what the skill is called. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Okay, I'm fucking angry. What they could have done is maintain some of the requirements and maybe, perhaps, oh, I don't know, not allowed you to fucking use it at any point. I have seen people just fucking sit there and attack this thing, barely moving at all to dodge, and finishing the fight in a goddamn instant. And again, I may hear the argument, well, just don't use it. Well, I am being given this thing that makes the game easier. But fine, I won't use it. How's the fight? Oh yeah, look at that. This looks so fucking fun. It doesn't look fucking fun, does it? You get knocked back for simply fucking standing too close to the lava that follows him around, by the way, while being attacked with flaming skulls raining down from the sky and his melee attacks that he does at the same time. And while I have done it, but unfortunately lost the footage for it, and I am not going to go play through the game again just to get to that fight and get footage for it, the fight just becomes fucking annoying. It's bad boss design saved by a gimmick. A gimmick which should not be there in the fucking first place. Give it some requirements. Just don't do shit like this. It's fucking pathetic. It's a series known for its difficulty, giving you a fucking pathetically easy way out, and I don't like it. I don't like its inclusion. I think it was a bad idea, or at least bad boss design. And if you're doing it for the first time with a friend, without using the sword, then I wish you good luck, because you're gonna end up going fucking flower picking. Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for rating, thank you all for the support. I will soon be going on summer holiday, so there will be very few uploads, if any at all. So thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.